I'll take his hand and put it in and then slap him because he probably had a deprived childhood. Welcome to the 13th episode of Coffee and Whiskey with Ivy. This will be the last episode of the season because most seasons only last for 13 weeks. So please watch carefully. Finally, a wonderful, caring people's president, not just one who shakes hands and kisses babies. The Istana sits on 102 acres of beautiful land in the middle of the city. And how many people are there? Some white geese and some politicians and some workers. So the idea of opening up the Istana is great. We should have farmers markets there. She should make it work like Buckingham Palace does for England. And plenty of tourists will come and see her. She's a charming president in a lovely tudung, always well put out. And I think she's doing the best thing for this country. Make the Istana work for the people. Tell the politicians to go to their offices and do some real work. They do not belong to the Istana. These headlines take the cake, no? Cut in COEs for cars, motorbikes. First of all, why do they want to cut COEs? All they have to do is re-look at the policy. The COE is a good idea because we're going to have massive number of cars on the road. But we should limit every household to one car, right? And the second car, you pay double the COE price. And the third car, the triple the COE price. I can bring you to a house which has 6 Ferraris parked in front, right? What does that tell you? That if you are rich, you can afford as many cars as possible. And why curb motorcycles? This is the transportation means for people with no money, except those who ride Harley Davidson, of course. Let's make the first car affordable and punish all those with second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, 8 cars. I'll be punished too. I have 2. Jail for flasher who exposed himself to 10-year-old girl. This bloody pervert only needs a good lesson by caning him. Cane this pervert. Don't put him in jail. We have to feed him. We have to let him waste water, etc. in jail. Just cane him. Put him in Hong Lim Park and give him 100 canes. That's it. Now, jump in molestation cases in first 9 months. You know, I'm always fascinated with the word molest because it's a dangerous word. You know, there is molest and there is molest. But let's say I'm standing in front of the lift and this guy leans over to press the lift button, touches my breast accidentally. That's not molest. But I could actually sue him for molest, and that is dangerous. Now, if a guy comes and touches me, I know it's molest. What I'll do is instead of bringing him to jail and caning him, I'll take his hand and put it in and then slap him because he probably had a deprived childhood. Right? There are a lot of mad people as well. So we must be very clear, what is molestation? Is it accidental? Is it on purpose? And why do these people do it? Maybe they are sick. Maybe they need help. Why are there so many people molesting people? It's weird. A little bit of coffee is always good for the soul. I have a few lovely little stories here. No home yet for Turtle Tortoise Museum. It is sad. This museum has actually got a mention in the Guinness Book of Records. And they have been there for 16 years and obviously gives a lot of pleasure to children and visitors and tourists, etc. So why, when the lease expires in March, are we just going to close it down? Is it because the government doesn't run it? And the government in this country must run everything? Look, help them to continue, improve the place, and it will become a great tourist attraction. Another year-long study to find out whether Kids as young as 3 years old are aware of whether you're yellow, black, blue, or brown. You know, Singapore is the only country which is mesmerized by this topic. Why waste time and energy on this? You put kids together, they don't know what color they are. They just play with each other. It's only when parents tell them, don't mix with this kid because he's black, don't mix with this kid because he's brown, and don't mix with this kid because he's a zebra. That's when kids know the difference. Singaporeans expect to work till at least age 65. I think it's good. If you're fit, you should do something useful with your life. But we should get to the bottom of why are they really wanting to work past 65, etc. Do they really need to? Is it because they don't have enough money? Or are they like me? I'm super rich, but I will work till the day I drop dead because I live a fabulous lifestyle and I do not think the Creator made me fortunate to sit down and do nothing about the evil in this world. I will get rid of evil every day of my life. So if people are working with a mission, it's very good. But if they are working because they have to work, they are desperately poor, then we should do something about it. My favorite, Ong Ye Kung, very good. We should have lifelong learning, lifelong training, etc. But let me ask you a question. What real jobs are they being trained for? The real jobs are in service, food and beverage, in construction, healthcare, electrical jobs, plumbing jobs, working in the MRT station, driving a bus. That's all real jobs. But the most important thing is, what are we paying for these jobs? It's not about the training. You can train them till the cows come home, but once they're trained, how much are you going to pay them as a waiter? At my shop, I pay $15 an hour for part-time workers. We have no problem getting young, strong people to work there. Singapore's pension system, best in Asia? Really? I'm going to say something which is a tongue twister and you can try it too. If you're top of the heap of a shit pit, you're still shit. Try it. You may be the best in Asia, but if you're the top of the heap of a shit pit, you're still shit. So please relook whether our pension scheme is the best in Asia. We may be the best in Asia, but really look at what is the best in Asia compared to the worst in a developed country. As this is the last show for the season and we are heading towards the end of the year, I would like to leave you with the two thinking pieces. You know, the monks and nuns make time for prayer and business. And I think the quote by this Mother Pascala is fantastic. The purpose is not to look for money to grow rich. We are not planning to do a stock listing, but to make a living with a reasonable margin. This is a good reminder to all of us to search our conscience in what we are doing and what are we doing it for. Then the last piece I would like you to think about is this statement by John Swinton on the Free Press. He was the top gun in the New York Times years ago, and he said this: "We are the tools and vessels of rich men behind the scenes. We are the jumping jacks. They pull the strings and we dance. Our talents, our possibilities, and our lives are all the property of other men. We are intellectual prostitutes." So I'll leave you with this thought. As you move into the new year, are you a prostitute of the system, or are you really trying to do something to make the world the paradise it should be? Thank you for watching all the shows for this season, and see you again sometime in 2018. Thank you for being my fan and watching all my shows. But please continue to support Happy TV and watch all the other shows on that channel. And by the way, do subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the action. See you in the new season.